there. Are you here for your library consultation appointment? Okay, perfect. And what's your name? Okay, let me look you up. Is that A-L or E-L? Okay, perfect. Yes, for 1 o'clock. Great. So yeah, you're here because I guess you're looking for a book recommendation. Okay, perfect. Well, we can definitely see what books we have available, and I can definitely recommend some of my favorite books or some books that I think you'll be interested in. So what type of book were you thinking about reading today? Okay, so like a thriller, kind of. Okay. But nothing too scary. Okay. And were you looking for fiction, nonfiction? Okay, either one? Okay. Okay, perfect. So I have in my computer what we have available. But if you want, I can just talk right now about some of my recommendations. And then if you don't find anything interesting, then we can always look up in our database other books that we have available for you, okay? Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So okay. So here is one book that it's not really a thriller. I would say it is definitely suspenseful, but it is not really like thrilling. I would say it's more so just you don't know what's gonna happen until the very end of the book, so it like keeps you wanting more and keeps you on your toes, but yeah, not in like a scary, that kind of thriller type way. So it's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is an extremely popular book. One of her, I don't want to say bestsellers because we're not a bookstore, but the book that people take out the most. What is that called? I don't know. I'm a librarian. I should know. But anyway, yeah. So I can read you the description if you want. You can see if it's something you're interested in. Okay. So, reclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. Determined to use this opportunity to jumpstart her career, Monique listens in fascination. From making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to leaving show business in the 80s, and of course, the 7 husbands along the way, Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendships, and great forbidden love. But Evelyn's story nears its conclusion. It becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in a tragic, and irreversible ways. So yeah, definitely thrilling, suspenseful. Some people find it funny. I've actually read this book myself. I personally didn't like it. I did find the storyline to be a bit boring. But I know it's really popular for most book readers, so it definitely is an option. So we can set this one aside, go through a couple other books I have here, and then you can make a decision whether you want to choose this one or a different one, okay? Okay, perfect. So the next one, this one's not a thriller, but I'm just throwing it out there because I find that it's just like a really lighthearted read. If you haven't read for a while and you're just getting back into reading and maybe don't want to commit to a really long book, because let me see, how many pages is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo? 385 pages. So if you weren't wanting to do a book that big, this is an easy one to do. Okay, I'm just gonna take my hair out because I feel like it's weird. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this one is, and this is like an old classic. I feel like they're like not very popular anymore. It's a little dusty on her bookshelf, but it is a classic and fun to read. So it's Post Secret: Confessions on Life, Death, and God by Frank Warren. So this book, if you don't know what Post Secret is, it's where people mail their postcards to this person, and then they would put it up every Sunday on their website. I'm sure it's postsecret.com, but don't quote me on that. They would put their secrets on there, and then he would post them online with new ones every Sunday. So you just got to read people's secrets from all over the world that they wrote on postcards. So I guess he turned it into a book, and it just has all kinds of different postcards. So if you want, I can read a couple just so that you can see if it's something that you would like. Just picked a random page. I feel like that's inappropriate. Okay, I'll pick a new one. Okay. These are the days when I go to church just for the chance to maybe see her smile at me. That's cute. The next one is, my great aunt died 3 weeks ago. She was the last person alive who had known my late mother as a girl. I'm terrified I'll think of something I want to know about my mother, and now there's no one to ask. So that's sad. Here, I'll find another one. I've been slightly afraid of toilets ever since I flooded my aunt's house with one. This one just says, it's worth the guilt. So, as you can see, they're just random little postcards with people's thoughts or secrets. How many pages is this? It's just easy to read a couple every day. So 274 pages in this book. So if that's something you think you'll be interested in, I'll just put it down there. Okay. Now, this one is one of my favorite books. It is called One Day Closer by Lorinda Stewart. And the subtitle is A Mother's Quest to Bring Her Kidnapped Daughter Home. So it is a true story. This is her on the back. Right there. And that's her daughter who was kidnapped. I think her name's Amanda. Yeah, that's right, Amanda. So I would recommend, if you're into this kind of stuff, it's super thrilling. If you're into this kind of book, these kind of books, I would recommend this one. And then Amanda, her daughter, the girl who was actually kidnapped, also has a book out called A House in the Sky. And I find The House in the Sky is even better than this one. But if you read this one first, it's really good, and then once you read hers, it's even better. But if you read the really good book first and then try to go back to this one, I don't think it would be as good, because you already kind of like know the details of the story. So yeah, this one is about oh well, there's something in here. What is this? Oh, cool, a bookmark. So I'll just read this to you. On August 23rd, 2008, Amanda Lindau was kidnapped outside of Mogadishu in Somalia. The kidnapper's demand was simple: pay $2.5 million or Amanda would be killed. For the next 460 days, Amanda's mother, Lorinda Stewart, did everything in her power to get her daughter back alive. A brave small-town mother with no experience in hostage negotiations, Lorinda was called upon by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police to be the lead communicator with Adam, the Somali man who identified himself as the English-speaking negotiator for Amanda's kidnappers. In a secret war room in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Lorinda joined forces with federal officers and began answering calls from Adam, establishing a fragile rapport of trust with the man who held her daughter's fate in his hands. She learned how to demand POLs, proof of life, from Amanda's hostage takers, and even how to react to bad calls, getting through them despite having to listen to her daughter's desperate cries for help and fearing Amanda was being abused and tortured. What was supposed to be a short negotiation stretched on, and weeks became months as negotiations broke out. Lorinda found herself increasingly on her own, but she never gave up hope even when the phone calls became more traumatic. Faced with the terrible possibility of continued on back flat. There's no more. Faced with the terrible possibility of her daughter's death, Lorinda decided to bring in a private hostage negotiator and raise money from donors to support the cause of bringing Amanda home. But would it be enough? One Day Closer is the true story of one mother's heroic perseverance in the face of despair and of the hope and healing to be found beyond trauma. It is also, above all, a tribute to the extraordinary power of a mother's love. So yeah, it's really, 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 really good. Really intense. Yeah. So it checks all your boxes. If you want this one, we can do this one. I can put it with these books. And yeah, what were you thinking? Okay, you want to do that one? That's a good call. Okay, let me just see. And how long did you want to rent it for? You can do 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. 2 weeks? Okay. That shouldn't take you long to finish because it is just so good. Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, you're all set. Thank you so much for coming to the library. If you need anything else, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. We also do have records here if you are interested in renting out records. But yeah, thanks so much for coming, and I'll see you again soon.